Are you looking to get into Standard but don't want to spend a fortune on a fancy racing car that's probably just compensating for something? Want a fast, hard-to-disrupt competitive deck but are allergic to cats and combo? Tell that crazy cat lady to beat it, because you've got your own beatdown, and it's Standard JUND. Standard JUND is an energy aggro deck that pretty much explains itself. From Hellions to Hydras, the deck uses cheap, affordable, and overwhelmingly underrated cards to beat your opponents into submission. It'll outrace vehicles and neuter Felidar Guardian combo any day. And best of all, the entire deck is a little under $150. Won't rotate out for some time, and is a lot of fun to pilot, so let's take a look. This deck uses two powerful yet highly underrated cards. A full play set of both Lathnu Hellion and Bristling Hydra. Hellion is a 4/4 for 3 with haste, and when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. Now, at the beginning of your end step, you will have to sacrifice it unless you pay 2 energy. Bristling Hydra, in contrast, is a 4/3 for 4 that reads, when Bristling Hydra enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy counters. Pay 3 energy counters and put a +1/+1 counter on Bristling Hydra. It gains hexproof until end of turn. So this deck is JUND energy aggro, but our inclusion of Hellion and Hydra isn't what sets the deck apart, so much as the main reason we splash black. Out of Gruul and into JUND, and that's for Winding Constrictor. Constrictor fits our curve perfectly. At 1 green and 1 black, it gives us a 2/3 snack with 1 or more counters, which reads, if 1 or more counters would be placed on an artifact or creature you control, that many of those counters +1 are placed on that permanent instead. If you would get 1 or more counters, you get that many of those counters +1 instead. This powers up our energy tokens and powers up our counters. Hellion gives us 3 energy, Hydra gives us 4, and Hydra will now put 2 +1/+1 counters on itself for 3 energy, which is very insane good value. Sneck is absolutely insane with Cub and Hydra, and it gives you more energy, but nothing compares to how it interacts with this next card, Rishkar, Peema Renegade. We run an entire play set of Rishkar in this deck. When Rishkar, Peema Renegade enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Each creature you control with a counter on it has tap to add green to your mana pool. This with the Constrictor is really hard to answer, especially when we have cards such as playsets of Longtusk Cub and Voltaic Brawler. Now, many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, why not just build a green-red Pummeler deck instead? The reason I prefer JUND energy to Pummeler is because Pummeler is very all-in. You have all your energy in one basket, as it were. After all, it is a combo deck, which means it's easily disruptible, and yes, Pummeler dies to removal. But JUND energy is much more balanced and spread out. You don't even need Sneck to put the pressure on with this deck. In fact, so long as you don't have trouble with your mana, you are likely going to be the beatdown no matter what your opening hand is. It's solid aggro, great synergy, and ultimately very hard to stop. Play creatures that give you energy and attack with them. Everything is either a good rate, such as the Brawler and the Sneck, resilient like the Hydra, hasty like the Hellion, and the entire way the Sneck gives you extra energy. If they try and kill your stuff, it's too late because you've already gained value with all the enter the battlefield energy effects, which you use for future energy creatures. To top it off, we run Blossoming Defense to protect our stuff, 4 Servant of the Conduit for energy generation and mana of any color. Harnessed Lightning can hit for a lot here, it's really versatile. And of course, Attune with Aether for ramp and fixing. The mana base is also a little aggro-oriented in that it runs Hissing Quagmire to become a creature land with Death Touch. We're in JUND, so the mana base is where all our money is going, with 2 Game Trail, 2 Cinder Glade, 3 Blooming Marsh, and 4 Aether Hub. Despite the mana base, the entire deck is significantly less than most of its competitors today. What about our sideboard? We're going to include 1 more Blossoming Defense to complete the playset, 3 Transgress the Mind, another highly underrated card in Standard right now, 2 Fatal Push for our own removal needs, 3 Aethersphere Harvesters, as well as 3 Natural State for all those vehicles, and 3 Shock for Cat Lady, among other things in need of a blast. Ultimately, JUND Energy is a Standard deck that's aggressive, hard to disrupt, and a lot of fun to pilot. It might not win the Pro Tour, but Given what you have to play in order to do so, you might not want to. I'd rather go down and win Friday Night Magic instead, or at least have a lot of fun trying. I hope very much this video has been of some help to you. You can help me out by remembering to like, share, subscribe, or just by leaving a comment. What standard deck would you like to see a tech of next? Let me know in the comments below. This program was made possible thanks to a sponsorship from Card Kingdom, as well as the Patreon support of viewers such as you. So thank you.